I used to walk out of conversations, replaying every single word I said, wondering why the other person's face changed the moment I opened my mouth. And for years, I believed the same lie most of us are told, that some people are born charming, born confident, born with the gift of saying the right things at the right time. But here is the truth nobody sits you down to tell you. Communication is not a gift, it is a skill, and like every skill, it can be broken down, practiced, and rebuilt from the ground up. Today, I'm giving you the 5 pillars that changed the way I speak, the way I listen, and the way people respond to me. And by the end of this video, you will have a complete framework you can use starting with your very next conversation. Before we go anywhere, I want you to sit with one idea. The way you communicate today is not who you are. It is simply who you have practiced being up until now. Every awkward silence, every argument that spiraled out of control, every time you froze when you needed to speak up, that was not a character flaw. That was an untrained skill showing itself. And once you accept that, everything changes because skills can be trained. So let's train yours, one pillar at a time. Pillar number 1 is the foundation of your mind. The first pillar has nothing to do with your words at all. It has to do with the story you are telling yourself before you even open your mouth. Most people walk into conversations already defeated, carrying a quiet voice in their head that says, I always mess everything up, or I'm just not good with people. And here is the problem. Your body and your tone obey that inner voice whether you speak it out loud or not. So the first shift is this. Catch yourself the moment you start criticizing your own communication and replace that criticism with curiosity. Instead of saying, why did I say that? Ask, what can I adjust next time? That single reframe turns every awkward moment into a data point instead of a wound. But the mindset work goes deeper than self-talk. It also shapes the purpose you bring into every exchange. When you enter a difficult conversation looking for somebody to blame, your tone sharpens before you even realize it, and the other person feels attacked before you have even finished your first sentence. But when you walk in looking for a problem to solve together, your entire energy softens, and that softening is what makes people willing to actually hear you. This is the foundation everything else is built on, because no technique in this video will work if the intention behind it is broken. Pillar number 2 is crafting what you actually say. Now that your mind is aligned, let's talk about the actual message, because how you build a sentence matters just as much as why you are saying it. The first mistake most of us make is speaking the same way to everybody regardless of who is standing in front of us. The language you use with your closest friend should not be the same language you use with your manager. And that is not about being fake. It is about being understood. Read the room, read the person, and adjust your tone to meet them where they are. Next, kill the habit of generic small talk. How are you has become so automatic that it is no longer means anything. People answer it without even processing the question. Instead, ask something that requires a real answer. What's been the best part of your week? Or what's something you are looking forward to? Questions like these pull people out of autopilot and into actual connection. And when the conversation gets serious, notice the difference between why and what. When you ask somebody, why did you do that? The brain immediately goes into defense mode, because why feels like an accusation. But when you ask what was going on for you in that moment, you invite them to open up instead of shut down. This one word stop has saved me from countless arguments. Finally, learn to be a well, not a waterfall. A waterfall dumps everything at once, overwhelming whoever stands beneath it. A well gives you exactly what you need, when you need it, in a clean, contained, intentional way. Before you speak, ask yourself, what is the one thing this person actually needs to hear right now? Say that, nothing more. Pillar number 3 is navigating conflict without losing the relationship. Conflict is where most people's communication skills completely collapse. So let's build you a better approach. The first rule is to separate the person from the problem. The person sitting across from you is not your enemy. The issue between you is. The moment you start attacking the person instead of addressing the issue, the conversation stops being a conversation and becomes a battle. And battles only produce winners and losers, never solutions. So reframe every argument as a knot you're unraveling together rather than a war you're trying to win. And while you are unraveling it, assume positive intent. Most people are not trying to hurt you. They are acting from their own stress, their own fear, their own limited perspective in that moment. When you look for the positive intent behind someone's words, you respond with understanding instead of retaliation. And that shift alone can de-escalate almost any disagreement. Pillar number 4 is delivering your words with presence. Now, let's talk about something most people completely ignore. How you carry your words physically. You can have the perfect message, but if your body is shrinking and your eyes are downed and your voice is trailing off, no one will feel the weight of what you're saying. So stand tall, hold eye contact, let your physical presence match the value of your message. Because people trust what they can see before they trust what they hear. Then comes your voice, your most underused instrument. Stop mumbling through your important points as if you're apologizing for taking up a space. Slow down when you feel yourself rushing, because rushing signals nervousness and nervousness signals doubt. And here is the tool that changed everything for me, and that is the pause. A well-placed silence right before your important word does more than any amount of volume ever could. Silence is not empty space, it is weight, and use it. Pillar number 5 is the art of listening and receiving. Here is something I had to learn the hard way. Communication is not just about what leaves your mouth. It is about what enters your ears. Most people listen just long enough to formulate their next sentence. But real listening means putting your own response on hold and fully entering the other person's world. One simple way to show you are actually there is to repeat back key phrases they used. It signals without even saying it. I heard you, and what you said mattered. And finally, when somebody gives you feedback, even feedback that stings, resist the urge to defend yourself immediately. Pause. Thank them for trusting you enough to be honest. Feedback is a gift wrapped in discomfort, and the people who grow the fastest are the ones who learn to unwrap it without flinching. Now, let's talk about practical application. Let me give you 2 things to do starting today. First, tonight, pick one conversation from your past that didn't go the way you wanted. Write down what you were trying to achieve, what actually went wrong, and which one of these 5 pillars could have changed the outcome. This is not about punishing yourself, my dear friends. It is about turning your past into your training ground. Second, for the next 3 days, I want you to take on what I call elevated small talk challenge. Every time you're about to say, "How are you?" out of habit, catch yourself and ask something more intentional instead. Watch how differently people respond when they realize you actually want to know. Friends, communication is not a personality trait. It is a muscle, and every conversation you have from this moment forward is a chance to train it. You don't need to be the loudest person in the room. You just need to be the most intentional one. Start with one pillar this week and master it. Then move to the next. And if this video gave you even one shift you are going to try today, let me know in the comments below. If you want more frameworks like this one, subscribe, because this is only the beginning of what's possible for the way you speak, connect, and lead.